Okay, so I just want to give a quick example of how I would use Python to clean up this opportunity data after a major system change in Salesforce. So what we've done in one of our renewal series here is we have moved from just using close date on our opportunities to now using contract start dates, end dates, and terms, which allows us to annualize the subscription value so we can properly compare contracts with each other. So what I'm going to do is take you through a simple workflow of how I would use Python to populate the opportunities that have not had their dates entered in yet. And this is just to show a quick example of how I use Python in Salesforce, and definitely recommend it if you haven't tried this before. So I have another video which will show you how to set up a Jupyter Notebook and connect it to your Salesforce instance. So I'm not going to cover that in this video, but this is going to show you the steps we're going to follow. So I've already done the initial setup where we're connected to our Salesforce instance. Then we have here our SQL query, which we're going to actually just pull all these data points, and it is actually going to mimic what we have in this list view, where you see the opportunities, you see their close date, and you can see the fields that haven't been populated yet. So we're going to go ahead and populate these fields by going ahead and following these steps. So I'll pull the data here. Now we have it in a data frame. It's using the API field names, and these are the steps we're going to take to clean this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, remove the data rows that are already populated with data. So these two records at the bottom, we don't want to incorporate them in our update. So I'm going to start by just picking one of these fields here and filtering out these records. So we'll go df contract start date is NA, and then this is the command you can use to filter out nulls. Now by doing this, it's only showing nulls. Sorry, it's the opposite of that. That's the command that we use to filter out ones that are not null, which is what we want. So we can use this. I like to reset the index as well as I go through this. This Python library is called Pandas, by the way, if you're not aware of that yet. So here we are. We've dropped the rows of the populated data. The next step we're going to do is set the contract start date equal to the close date. So we're going to call that series, and then we're going to say it equals to close date. Now you can see that these two date fields are equal to each other, and that's because it was assumed before that everything was just an annualized deal, we're now going to say that the close date was used to indicate when that deal started, but we're just migrating that over to the contract start date. Then what we're going to do is set the term. The reason I'm not updating end date or subscription value is because those are formula fields if you watch the other series. So we're not in need of updating them, but we do need to update the contract term to be equal to 12. So now what we have is this fully populated data frame aside from the formula fields here. And we're going to drop all the fields that we don't need because we don't need to push all of the ones to the update. So we use the df.drop columns equal, and then you feed it a list. I have to add quotes around each of these. So now we're left with the two fields that we want to update and their associated IDs. And this is our final product here. So this is just showing a preview of all the records we're about to update. Then what you do is you convert it into a list of records. I'll show you what that looks like here. It's just a dictionary, and this is how the bulk API works for Salesforce. So you just feed it this, and then you run this command here. Oops. So this is running the bulk update command for opportunities, and it should update all these records, and we can see the result once it's done. and then I'll take you back to Salesforce so it looks like everything's successfully updated. Now if we go over back to Salesforce and hit refresh on this list view, everything has successfully updated, including the formula fields. And now our data is clean, and we don't have to worry about filling these out manually or just having null data sets. So just wanted to share that with you, just a simple use case. I've been doing this for a long time. It's my favorite way to update Salesforce or migrate data. So definitely recommend learning a little bit of Python, particularly the Pandas library and simple Salesforce, in addition to some fundamental Python skills as well. But these really will take you a long way and make you much more efficient when it comes to updating Salesforce. So I will leave it at that, and thank you.